Padre Pio, in his lifetime, was the spiritual giant. He was almost superhuman in so many ways. And with him, miracles became common. But how? What was his route to holiness that he took? That is the question. Now, we rely on you to help spread the message of In the Footsteps of Padre Pio far and wide. So please don't forget to like our video, subscribe to our channel, and click the bell. How did Padre Pio become a spiritual giant? He was a prodigy, kind of like Mozart. At 5 years of age, he had dedicated his life to God. At 15 years of age, he had decided to join the monastery. And when he joined the monastery, it was his calling in life, then he became ill. And he could not enter the monastery. We see a contradiction there. Every time he tried to enter the monastery, he became ill again and again. There were instances when he had physical battles with the devil in his cell. He would come through in the morning and people were shocked because they'd heard of the noise of the battle and they'd see him with a black eye or something the next morning. And San Giovanni Rotondo was another contradiction, because it was a little town up in the Gargano Mountains, on the Gargano Peninsula, and it was known to be a place where, full of thugs and brigands. It was a backwater of Italy, and certainly no one volunteered to go there. San Giovanni Rotondo was a place of punishment, but this was the only place that Padre Pio's health seemed to improve, so he volunteered to go there. How did he become a spiritual giant, we may ask? Well, I'm going to put forward two things. The one, of course, is prayer, and the other would be simultaneously a life of penance. So let's just look at penance first. In Padre Pio's own words, our Lord had told him, "My son, love is recognized through suffering. This you will feel acutely in your soul and more acutely in your body." And shortly thereafter, he received the Stigmata. In his whole spiritual life, he walked the path of suffering. Prayer was obviously very important to him. It was vital to him. He would start his day with Mass at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. in the morning. And around about World War II, Pope Pius XII, realizing the predicaments of Europe and the world, requested that there be prayer groups formed. And Padre Pio said, "Let's roll up our sleeves." So he and his prayer groups rolled up their sleeves. His philosophy was, prayer is the best weapon we have. Prayer is the key that unlocks the heart of God. Initially, the prayer groups were very loosely organized. They met once or twice a month. And what they did really was pray the rosary and attend Mass with the intentions of the church. Later on, they became a little more organized, these prayer groups, and associated with his hospital, the House of Relief of Suffering. And they prayed specifically for the intentions of the sick people who were suffering in the hospital. There was a nice balance between prayer on the one hand and action. Typically a prayer group is linked and registered with a hospital in San Giovanni Rotondo. If you go to the link below, you'll see my website, and there you will find an inquiry form, and you can send me a message and I'll send back to you the details of the prayer groups in San Giovanni Rotondo. A prayer group needs to be with permission from the local bishop. It must have a priest who assists as the spiritual director. These were the two things Padre Pio wanted. And they meet in a church or oratory in front of the Blessed Sacrament. And there they'll recite the Rosary and they'll attend Mass once or twice a month. St. John Paul II said of his prayer groups that the intention was to create an army that will be leaven in the whole world. in the year 2000, there were over 3,000 of these prayer groups around the world. I would like to tell you a little story about Vittoria Ventrella, who was one of Padre Pio's spiritual children. Now, she had a vision. It was a vision of heaven, of the actual beatific vision. Padre Pio. And his face was dazzling as the sun. And from his face came innumerable rays, which stretched out to infinity. And these rays consisted of red and white roses. The next day, because she wasn't sure about her vision, she went to Padre Pio, to his confession, and she told him, "Padre Pio, I did not come to confess." Padre Pio said, "I know. You came to tell me about what you saw last night." So he immediately knew. He had insight. And Vittoria said, "Should I believe the vision, or was it a dream?" Padre Pio answered, "Do you doubt it?" Vittoria understood, and what she did was ask the question in a slightly different way. And she said, "What did all the luminous rays of the thousands of roses mean?" Padre Pio said, "The rays symbolize the prayer groups throughout the world. The white roses are the souls who attempt to live in grace, in love of God and fraternal charity. The red roses are the souls who carry their cross of suffering with joy, united with Jesus and me, and collaborating in the conversion of sinners and the salvation of souls." If you want to register a prayer group, then go to the In the Footsteps of Padre Pio website, listed below, and send a message on the inquiry form, and I'll be able to send you the details. Please remember to subscribe to our channel and like this video, give it a thumbs up, and also ring the bell so then you'll receive notifications in future.